Okay. So what are you saying?
So what did you think of Burke's theories and stuff?
So it's kind of a hard read for me.
Uh-huh.
The English is weird. It's like almost sounds like a different language.
Yeah.
But I kind of agreed with some of the things that he was saying, but other things, I don't know. It's just
Okay.
hard to just see that there's like that he's like trying to explain a scientific reasoning for beauty.
Yeah, because beauty's like more than just like science and logic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought
Um,
it. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
no. What are you
Uh,
saying?
I just thought it was interesting how he like some of the like standards, I guess, that he like said that were beautiful was like if it's just like something that's like smooth and like ongoing. He was talking about like how with like a dove, it's like all of the doves like curves and stuff all like flow together, and it's all like it just like matches up really nicely with each other. But like humans are like curves and stuff. We have like a bunch of like all of our elbows and stuff, and like our pivot points are just like rigid, and so it's like considered less beautiful than a dove. So I just thought it was super interesting how he was like setting like standards for beauty, but I feel like in reality it's like beauty doesn't have like set standards. It's just like it's like what's beautiful to someone is like not what's beautiful to someone else. Does that make sense? So it's like hard to put like set standards on beauty.
Yeah, and he like really tried hard to like say that beauty was tied to like emotion and love.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he talked a lot about I don't know, he talked a lot about like um passion and
Yeah.
uh grace and um like what did he talk about? Delicacy, like things that are little
Yeah.
and like I don't know. I guess I could see I don't know. Like I guess I could see how maybe it's like more eye catching for me to like a puppy versus a dog,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that's what he was trying to say exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I did really like one thing. Well, um, I think he talked about how you like start to love something because
Uh-huh.
it like you get like admired by that thing.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how that what that has to do with
No,
beauty.
no. Well, what he was talking about love, like something that I picked up on that he was saying was like he was saying like well, I kind of got like it seemed like he was saying like we tend to like have more passion, I guess, for beautiful things, and um, but like when it comes to love, it's not just based on like beauty; it's also based on like the social aspect, which
Yeah.
it's like well, it's like of course, but it was just interesting how he put it, the way that he said it.
Yeah, totally. Uh the there's I can't find it. There's like one thing that I really like that he said. Uh, it was the part where he talked about how um I don't know, it was like the part where he talks about parental, like he's like comparing it to parents and like fatherly love versus motherly love, and like grandparent love.
Um,
I don't know, like your feelings towards them. I don't know, like the quality is
yeah.
different because of I can't remember. I don't remember.
No, you're good.
But do you remember that
But
part that in the reading?
kind of. Is it?
It was
Was he?
just super brief. It was like only like a
Uh,
couple of sentences.
oh,
But
okay.
he was talking about how I don't know.
Was he saying like the relationship between two people? Well, like the love between two people is different based on like the state of their relationship, type of thing.
I think so. I don't know. Yeah, but I think he's just comparing it to um, I don't know. I think he was just like comparing what you just said.
Yeah. Okay. I don't quite remember that part, so I was just like going off what you were saying. But there was another part too where he said something about how like, let's see. Oh, actually, this is something that I thought was interesting. I can't remember exactly how he said this, and he might have like not been trying to like get at this, but this is just like what I got out of it. But he was saying that like as humans, we're like as like a species, we're like kind of all the same. If you compare us to like other species, we're like all human, you know. But so like he was saying like we're all human, so it would like make sense that we would all have like the same love for like different people within our species, because like it just like makes sense that I would love one human as much as I love another human, but we love and we're like attracted to individual people because of like their differences. And so I just thought that was cool that we're like attracted to and we love people differently just based on like how well we connect with them and like how well we're attracted just to like that individual. So I
Yeah,
just thought that was funny.
yeah. I feel like he talked a lot about animals,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like animals, like the way that I feel like the thing that is beautiful to them is always going to be the same or very similar. Kind of, I don't know if it's like, I don't feel like animals, the way that animals think that other animals are beautiful, aren't because of like what's inside. I feel
Yeah.
like it's just what's totally visual.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't really get why he kept comparing humans to animals,
Yeah.
or why he kept using
I
like
might be wrong, but I think he was trying to like point out that difference that like that with animals and stuff, it's solely like love is solely based on physical beauty, but with humans, love is based on like also the social aspect and like deeper connection. I think that's what he was saying, but I'm not
I think you're totally right.
positive.
Because he like has like all these different categories of like grace and
Yeah,
delicacy. And
yeah.
so,
And he was
well,
saying like
smoothness is pretty physical.
I think he was saying I maybe he wasn't, but I'm pretty sure he was saying that monkeys, like, since they're more like humans, are beautiful, like more beautiful to humans because they're like more similar. Was he saying that, or was he maybe he wasn't?
I think, I think, I think he's saying that. I don't know. Because they're very emotional animals. Yeah. But I totally remember that dove section. where he was like, one curves into the beak and then whatever.
Yeah, and it just like is like all like curvy and flowy, and I was like, okay. But yeah, that's when he was like defining like all of the characteristics of beauty, and he was like, oh, if it's something's beautiful, it's like smooth and like consistent and stuff. And I was like, I mean, yeah, that can be beautiful, but other stuff is beautiful too. It doesn't have to like fit those qualifications.
Yeah, I totally agreed though with his idea of smoothness and how like when something's like really jagged, it just reminded me of like a diamond. A diamond that's uncut is very ugly to me. I don't know, maybe to other people, because I know that they have like rings like that now, or like people have uncut diamonds and they think it's super beautiful. But I don't know. I think just in general, everyone feels the same way about a diamond. But that's like a thing, and that's
But with diamonds, I feel like it's more, well, like with like rings and stuff for like wedding rings. I'm thinking of it's more of like the just like the value that we've placed on diamonds as a society, because we've just decided like, oh, diamonds are like high class and diamonds are beautiful and diamonds are worth a lot. But like, I don't know. I wonder if we didn't have that like implanted in us like since we were young, and like if we weren't raised thinking that, if we would still like look at it and think that it was that beautiful, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Because like like you said, we've been told since we were little, oh, they're super rare and they're hard to find
and they're expensive. So like if you have a diamond, then it's like, oh, high class.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
So what were your thoughts on the poem Psyche or the Legend of Love? Like the Cupid one.
Yeah. Did you read the backstory about the?
Yeah. So yeah.
So I tried to read just the poem without reading the backstory, and I was like super confused.
Yeah.
I have no idea what is going on.
I did that too, and then I went back and I read Sister Ho's like explanation and like the other thing, and I was like, oh. And then I read it again, and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it totally clears. Like, I feel like.
Yeah.
It really helps me understand the poem a lot more.
Yeah, it does.
After you read like what is going on in like non-poetry form.
Yeah, that's true. Because when you're reading the poem, it's like you're just like thrown into all this symbolism, but you just have to like guess what it means, I guess. But if you know what's happening already, then you're like, it just like gives you a foundation of like what understanding, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really liked the only thing that I didn't understand really is from I think it's the last 3 paragraphs. So this is her like, is this her as she's looking at Cupid, or is this her like later on, like after she like meets him and weds him or whatever?
So what I thought was happening, okay, so I'm pretty sure, so the dart was representing like his potion, right?
The what?
The dart.
What'd you say?
The dart, was it like his potion, or was it? You know how I kept talking about the dart?
The dart.
So like, look in line 244.
244. Okay.
there's like a few times where it mentioned this dart. And
Yeah, I think that's his arrow, maybe.
okay, that's what I was thinking too, like his love arrow potion thing.
So his
Um,
he like hurt himself with it, right? Or did he
uh,
hurt himself some way?
oh, actually, he might have.
Because I in the story it says that after she woke up, he
Uh-huh.
like she like startled him a little bit, and then he
Okay.
like struck himself with his own arrow. I don't know. I think
Oh, so did that
so.
make him like?
I think
Wait,
that's what happened.
what effect did that have on him when he like hurt himself? Like, did he shoot himself with his love potion thing?
I
Like
think
in love
he.
with himself?
I think I feel like that's what happened, but I'm not 100% sure because in the story it says that he like touched the arrow or like hurt
Uh-huh.
himself with it. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if that's why he loves her or
Yeah.
that's why he thinks she's beautiful because of the arrow potion, or he just sees her and just I don't know. Because I
Okay.
feel like he already had like
Yeah.
some kind of connection or attraction to her just by the way the poem is like just by like what the poem says at the beginning before she even wakes up, and then he's like I feel like he gets scared is because he's like taken back a little bit
Yeah.
after he sees her like in all of her gloriness.
Yeah. Okay. When I was like reading through, it seemed like it kept talking a lot about like distrust and like manipulation and stuff,
Yeah,
and
I
how he
bet.
was being like sneaky, which is like true because he's like about to shoot her with a love potion and not like actually making her fall in love with him. But like even from the beginning when it was like uh, it was just talking about like, well, just like the first paragraph, or like I guess it's called a stanza because it's a poem, but I was just like what I was like getting out of it. It was just saying like the like potion seems like bright and like happy and stuff, but then it was actually like distrustful because it says
Well,
like, oh, what?
because there was in the story, remember it talked about the two vials that Cupid took down to her, and I thought it was two. Yeah, so he had two vase, like he had two little things, potions. One was of the sweet water, and one was of the bitter.
Oh yeah,
So that also confuses me. I don't know why he
yeah,
would like if like his mother's main purpose is to like make her life really terrible. I
yeah.
feel I feel like I don't even understand why there's a thing for sweet water. Oh wait, I think I remember.
Because
I
it
think
was, yeah,
she
because
wanted
the
him to fall in love with someone that was like hideous or mean or something. I don't remember.
uh, I don't know. I know the part that you're talking about like the two different fountains, like the sweet fountain and the bitter fountain. But I wasn't. I don't know why there was like a difference in them, or like which one he ended up using in the end.
So he used both.
Uh
He
huh.
put he put the bitter one on her lips, and so but when he saw her awake and after he hit himself or like got hurt with the arrow, then
Yeah.
he gave her the good one.
So
I think
what happens when he puts the bitter one on her lips?
she wakes up.
Oh, that just wakes her up. That's all it does.
uh I think she well in the poem it says like I feel like it says that she started to get unhappy.
Yeah, but I thought that was okay. Because when it said she was like being unhappy, wasn't it after he like gave her the potion and stuff?
Maybe. Probably.
Because what I thought was happening when she was unhappy, I mean, I might be totally off, but what I thought was happening was that like he already like because he gave her the potion and stuff, and he was like forcing her to fall in love with him, and so then she was like in love with him, but it was only because of the potion, so it was like only surface level, but like deep down on the inside she was unhappy because like it wasn't like real love. But I don't know, maybe that's
That
just me
makes
like
sense.
that could be totally wrong.
That totally makes sense of why there's so many downer things to this poem. Because there's like so much. There's like there'd be like a line of like goodness and then like a line of like total depression.
Yeah. Because if I was to like, if I had a love potion, and yeah, I'm still on. If I had a love potion, and I was like trying to give it to someone to make them fall in love with me, and then I read this poem, I would think like I'd probably change my mind because I would like decide that they wouldn't actually be happy, so why would I want to do that to them?
Yeah.
Because that's just what I got out of it. It could be like totally, like the author could have had a totally different meaning, but that's like how I interpreted it, I guess.
That makes sense though. Because I remember she being like super unhappy because she hasn't felt like real love.
Yeah.
Like her sisters have, or like everyone in her family, like her parents and probably her friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
thought it was cool. If you look at line like 235 to 243, like that paragraph stanza over there. I felt like the way that it was explaining her, it seemed like she fit within Burke's standards of beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says like his hand might wound her all exposed heart, and so then I was thinking like she was like all fragile and like delicate and stuff, and that was like one of his things. And then the next line it says like yet her fair side he touched with gentlest art, so she was like super fair and like he had to be gentle with her just because she was like so delicate, I guess. And then it just talks about beauty in the next line, and so I was like, oh yeah, that's like what Burke was saying.
Yeah, it's so similar. I didn't even see that. That's a great point.
Thank you.
So how are they different, right? That's what you have to say, talk about too.
Oh yeah, let's look at the questions too.
Is Cupid beautiful?
Yeah, I was looking at that question too. I think it's hard to say if Cupid's beautiful because I feel like Burke's standards of beauty were so based on looks, and we don't have like a description of Cupid. But yeah, say what you were gonna say. Do you think Cupid is beautiful?
Well, they talk about Cupid a little bit in the third paragraph. So like 207.
Okay. Oh yeah, I guess they do, huh?
He seems pretty beautiful with those blue eyes.
Yeah, okay. Actually, when I read that paragraph, I was just I wrote down like that he was just like he like appears to be like super put together and like fancy,
Yeah.
but like I feel like he's just like that done up and stuff on the outside, so he's able to like manipulate people because like he is beautiful on the outside. So then he's like he has like a
So
I don't know. I just felt like Cupid was manipulative in this whole thing.
so I think maybe on the outside he's beautiful. So that
Yeah.
has to do with
I guess according to Burke's standards, he would be
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. Because I feel like he's very flowy, like the dove.
Yeah, yeah, he's very smooth.
Yeah.
And he even talks about him flying, like when he, what line is that?
It's
212. It's like still as he flew around him, sportive clung. Yeah, anyways, it's like talking about the vases and stuff, but it's just funny because it's like he's like flying like a dove. And yeah, he
yeah.
does fly.
So that's similar.
Yeah.
But how
And I
are we supposed to
guess
talk about how they're different?
he smells good too.
Oh.
How are they different? Does it say that? Oh,
No.
it just says does Psyche fit Burke's characteristics of beauty?
Oh, hang on.
I
Sorry.
think she does.
Yeah, I think she does too. And I think especially because everyone thinks that she's beautiful, including the
Yeah,
god.
yeah,
This.
and
I'm
like,
sorry. I'm just moving because my computer's gonna die.
oh no, you're good, you're good. I know I was concerned about that too. But I'm good. But there's like so many places where it talks about how like well it just like casually mentions like her beautiful features. Like in line 226 it says a placid smile plays o'er each roseate lip, and so it's just like oh she has like she's smiling, which is like usually considered beautiful, and then it describes her lips as like roseate. And then it's like sweet severed lips, so it's like saying her lips are sweet. And like humans, I don't know about like other animals because I guess Burke like focused on other animals too, but like for humans, like at least in our culture, we focus on lips like a decent amount. Like those are like if someone has like nice lips, then it like increases their beauty, I guess.
Yeah,
So it's
for
like
sure.
yeah, so it like talks about her like how her lips are like sweet. Um let's see what else does it say.
Well, didn't Brooke talk about that somewhere where he was like talking about how
Mm,
sometimes we find imperfections beautiful too, so it's not great to be totally perfect because she was talking about like blush, like when people have rosy cheeks. That's
uh-huh.
an imperfection, but that's like attractive imperfection.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. So
Yeah, or like dimples too. I don't think he talks about that one. But
yeah,
like when people have dimples, it's considered beautiful or like cute or whatever. But dimples are like actually like dead muscles that don't work. And
yeah,
that's like why people have them. But they're like considered beautiful. So
yeah.
that's true too.
So
But
I think she kind of fits
yeah.
his. Oh yeah, he. I think she totally does. Because doesn't he talk about perfection?
Um
Oh, I remember in.
you remember what? Oh yeah, there's like a whole section actually.
I remember in that section it says that I don't know. But it says that women are um, really good at looking at imperfections.
Oh yeah, and it said too that because it was saying like perfection isn't the cause of beauty. Like if something's perfect, that doesn't mean that it's beautiful. Um,
Yes.
and it was saying about women that women are considered beautiful, but women are like considered like weak sometimes and like imperfect and like delicate, and like that's like like delicate and like weak. That's like considered an imperfection because
Yeah.
it's like a vulnerability. But that's like a quality that makes women more attractive is that they're like vulnerable, I guess. Oh, I found that part where it was talking about blushing that you were talking about.
Okay.
Um, but it just says like blushing has little less power. Modesty, it talks about modesty as well. Um, yeah, so it just says like modesty and blushing, I guess are considered like it says they're tactics allowance of imperfection, but they're considered like positive qualities.
Yeah. What kind of modesty is that?
Um,
I don't know. Because there's like so many definitions for modesty.
yeah. I think it's well, I think it's just talking about like virtue. I don't know. I just assumed that it was talking about like
Yeah.
virtue and like. Well, when I maybe this is just like my uh,
It's hard to
opinion.
like break down his reading because it's like I don't know. I was like trying to break it down word like
Uh huh.
line for line because so
Uh
many
huh.
words in his reading I have no idea what they mean.
Yeah.
Um, but then I just gave up and just tried to like decipher the gist of.
Yeah. Because yeah, it's pretty. There's like a lot of complicated parts.
Yeah, it's intense.
The first like two sentences I had to read like 20 times, and then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just gonna keep reading because I'm never gonna get through this. And then I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting this. So it's like I was like, okay, I'll just like keep reading it so I can like get the idea.
Mhm.
And then I think it's like easier for me to like understand something like once I already know like the idea. So
Yeah.
like if I like read through it and then like skim it again after that, then it like helps me. So like even right now as I'm like looking through my notes and like looking through the reading again, it like I'm like, oh yeah, that like makes more sense now because I like read the whole thing
Yeah.
already.
I
But
definitely had to read it out loud
oh really?
because I need. I don't know. It just helps me understand it more when I read out
Yeah,
loud
yeah,
and reread.
yeah, definitely.
Anyways,
Um, let's see. Do we have any more questions? Is it significant that Cupid gets into problems because of Psyche's beauty? Is that when he like puts himself with the
arrow.
guard? Yeah, the arrow
Yeah,
is
I
because of her
think
beauty.
that's yeah. I think that's why. Like that's what my understanding of the
Uh
poem
huh.
was.
Okay.
Because she opened her eyes, he like was taken back,
Ah, okay.
and then he was clumsy or I don't know.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I think it's significant because it shows that you like the effect that beauty has on us because like he already like had his plan all planned out and stuff, and then like just by like her opening her eyes and him being like that mesmerized by his beauty, it like changed everything. or I guess it
Yeah.
like at least put a damper in it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that he, like, 'cause he's like a god and she's like a mortal.
Yeah,
And so I feel like, I don't know. I feel, because when you, I don't know, like, when you see, like, someone that's very attractive,
yeah,
like, you act different and you,
yeah. You like get all flustered and stuff,
yeah,
and you like
exactly.
if you're focusing on something else, then like you see something or someone beautiful, then it like takes your attention and it like draws your attention, and then like whatever you were thinking about or talking about before, it's like totally irrelevant because you're like focusing on this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Um, okay, cool. And then the last question is, does this change how we think about beauty? Um, so I think just like the whole poem in general, does it change how we think about beauty? Or maybe just everything in general?
Um, I don't really know how well, honestly, I don't really know how I feel about beauty.
Uh-huh.
I think I was talking to maybe my husband a while ago
Yeah.
or somebody else. I don't remember. But we were just talking about how maybe beauty doesn't even exist. Um,
Yeah.
like, who makes the standards for beauty? And
Yeah.
I don't know. So
That's interesting.
maybe, I don't know if you have to put standards on what is beautiful. I guess I would agree with some points, but
Yeah.
also not, but also disagree with some points.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think beauty has been affected a lot by our society and like the things that we've decided to like classify as standards of beauty. But I think there's like, I think inherently we have certain things that we're drawn to just because of the way that they look or the way that they are. Um, and I think it's, I don't know how to describe it, but I think like there's some things like if it's like a beautiful nature scene or like a beautiful animal or like even like another beautiful human, like sometimes you're just like drawn to them and it like takes you back. Um, but did this I don't know if this poem changed my view on beauty, but it definitely like made me think about it in a different way. Because usually when I think of beauty, I think of it as like a positive thing. But when I read this, I was thinking like it's almost like a burden to Psyche or Psyche. I don't know how to say her name, but it's
Yeah,
almost like a burden that she's beautiful because she like gets taken advantage of, and
and
it's
like,
like that in like our society too. But
yeah, she can't have a normal life.
yeah,
Like,
it's like it's like being famous when they're like, I just want to be normal.
yeah, and yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Poor
Okay. Cool.
girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Um. Cool.
Great
Well,
points. And
good.
I feel like I understand it a lot more now that we've talked.
Yeah. Me too. Okay. Cool. Well, that's everything. We're good on time. We actually went over.
Oh, awesome. I'm going to
We're,
stop the podcast, but you don't have to hang up.
okay. Cool.